Thank you very much for this introduction and reminding me of the many, many, many years. Well, Excellencies, distinguished guests, esteemed colleagues, it is a great honor to address this distinguished gathering today. The International Forum, Uniting for Tolerance and Human Fraternity to Combat Extremism, convenes at a time of unparalleled global challenges, demanding our collective resolve and shared commitment. On behalf of UNESCO, I thank you for this opportunity to engage in a dialogue that lies at the heart of our mission, the advancement of tolerance, understanding, and shared humanity. Tolerance is not merely a virtue. It is an urgent necessity. Across the globe, divisions are deepening, inequalities are widening, and mistrust is taking root. UNESCO's data highlights this stark reality. Over 1.5 billion people live in societies where capacities for intercultural dialogue are limited. Nearly 2 billion individuals are affected by fragile and conflict-affected settings, and over 70 million have been forcibly displaced, often due to cultural, religious, or ethnic tensions. Alarmingly, 89% of ongoing conflicts occur in regions that lack mechanisms for intercultural dialogue. Without spaces for dialogue, mistrust grows and divisions deepen, undermining peace and stability. Climate change exacerbates these challenges. Resource scarcity, driven by shifting climate, is projected to displace up to 700 million people by 2030. Cooperation across cultural divides is essential to address this. Yet, without tolerance, such a collaboration is at risk. Economic inequality further compounds tensions. The wealthiest 10% of the global population controls 76% of global wealth, leaving billions marginalized. In this fractured landscape, digital platforms often amplify division, with 64% of internet users reporting exposure to hate speech or misinformation. These challenges underscore a critical truth. Tolerance is the foundation upon which peaceful and inclusive societies are built. The Declaration of Principles on Tolerance, which was mentioned before, adopted by UNESCO on November 16, 1995, was crafted in response to the very challenges we continue to face today. Deepening divisions, rising inequality, and escalating conflict fueled by prejudice and exclusion. It remains a beacon of hope and guidance for addressing these pressing issues. The Declaration defines tolerance as respect, acceptance, and appreciation of the rich diversity of our world's cultures, our forms of expression, and our ways of being human. Crucially, it emphasizes that tolerance is not passive acceptance of differences, but an active commitment to uphold the equal dignity of all individuals, embrace diversity as a strength, and reject bigotry in all forms. This division is vital now, as it was 30 years ago, providing a framework for fostering inclusive societies in an increasingly interconnected but fractured world. The Declaration underscores that tolerance is both a moral duty and a political and legal requirement in safeguarding human rights and pluralism. It recognizes the inextricable link between tolerance and human rights, asserting that tolerance cannot exist without justice, fairness, and equal opportunities for all. It calls for the prevention of discrimination and marginalization as fundamental prerequisites for achieving tolerance, ensuring that societies are built in inclusivity and mutual respect. A central theme of the Declaration is the importance of dialogue in fostering, understanding, and resolving conflicts. It highlights the transformative power of open and respectful communication between individuals and communities, particularly those divided by cultural, religious, and ethnic differences. Dialogue is presented not as a passive exercise, but as an essential process for building trust, addressing grievances, and creating environments where diversity is celebrated rather than feared. The Declaration also emphasizes the necessity of policies and practices that promote inclusion and equity. It calls on governments and institutions to address systemic inequalities by perpetuate intolerance and exclusion. By ensuring equal access to resources, opportunities, and participation in social and political life, societies can create the conditions for harmony and mutual respect. This focus on structural change underscores the importance of not only addressing individual attitudes, but also creating environments where diversity thrives. Excellencies, at UNESCO, we believe the power of tolerance lies in its ability to inspire practical action. Across the globe, we are turning the ideals of the Declaration of Principles on Tolerance into solutions that promote peace and understanding. The framework for enabling intercultural dialogue, developed with the Institute for Economics and Peace, transforms dialogue into a measurable and operational tool. Using data from 160 countries and 21 indicators, the framework identifies the structures, values, and processes that foster inclusion and peace. Guided by the global report, We Need to Talk, and its online portal, the framework has shaped impactful projects. In Sri Lanka, it has supported dialogues to address economic reforms equitably, mitigating risks of exclusion. In South Sudan, it has facilitated interethnic exchanges to strengthen mutual understanding during constitutional reform. These projects exemplify how intercultural dialogue can address root causes of division and mistrust. Our efforts to combat racism and discrimination are equally robust. UNESCO's masterclass series on racism and discrimination has empowered youth in over 45 countries to recognize and challenge prejudice. The Global Forum Against Racism and Discrimination provides a platform for governments and stakeholders to exchange solutions, while the Policy Officials Network ensures these lessons are informed, tangible reforms. These programs reflect UNESCO's belief that addressing systemic racism is key to fostering inclusive societies. In the digital space, UNESCO works tirelessly to counter hate speech. Through community training, partnerships with media platforms, and tools to promote critical thinking, we empower individuals to challenge misinformation and online toxicity. By fostering counter-narratives that emphasize empathy and shared humanity, we aim to transform digital spaces into arenas for inclusion rather than division. Education remains the most powerful foundation for peace and tolerance. The recommendation on education for peace, human rights, and sustainable development, adopted in 2023, integrates global citizenship, human rights, and sustainability into curriculum worldwide. It equips learners with skills to resolve conflicts peacefully, value diversity, and challenge divisive rhetoric. By embedding these principles into education, we ensure future generations are prepared to build just and inclusive societies. Finally, UNESCO's work on the ethics of artificial intelligence safeguards tolerance in the digital world. By addressing algorithmic bias and promoting ethical governance, this initiative ensures that technology enhances fairness and inclusivity. It reaffirms that digital innovation must serve humanity's collective good, fostering trust and underscoring rather than division. Each of these initiatives embodies UNESCO's unwavering commitment to advancing tolerance, transforming shared ideals into actions that bridge divides, fosters respect, and creates lasting peace. Ladies and gentlemen, these messages hold particular significance this year as the world commemorates the 80th anniversary of the Holocaust. This milestone anniversary reminds us of the consequences of indifference and the importance of vigilance against hatred and prejudice. As we reflect, I draw upon the words of Irena Sendler, a resistant who saved thousands during the Holocaust. I quote, "The world can be a better place if there's love, tolerance, and humility." Her courage and wisdom inspire us to recommit to these values, ensuring that the lessons of the past guide us through a future defined by justice, empathy, and peace. And I thank you.